Hello children, good morning. Yesterday I have given you the introduction about the lesson the temperate grasslands prairies. Okay, we have started with the one of the physical divisions of the world, the temperate grasslands, the prairies. Its name. The name of the lesson is the temperate grasslands. The prairies. So, yesterday I have explained you what are the temperate grasslands and what are the tropical grasslands. Tropical grasslands are one which are located in the tropical region of the world, little away from the equator, I can say. And temperate grasslands are those grasslands which are located around in the temperate region of the climatic zone. Okay, temperate region lies between 23.5 degree north to Arctic Circle, 23.5 degree south latitude to Antarctic Circle. So in this area these grasslands are located. And here grass grows very extensively in a very large scale. Very tall grass grows here. The reason for this is the land here has a hot and dry climate also, we cannot say. The climate here will be extreme climate, which is summers are too hot and winters are too cold. Summers are very hot and winters are too cool. And rainfall is there. Not like deserts or polar region, not like deserts or Greenland. There is no rain at all. But here it rains, but not so heavily. And in winter, snowfall takes place. But in rainy season, it rains, but not very heavily. Moderately it rains, not neither too less nor too more, like that. So here, this type of weather, extremely hot climate, cool climate, plus little rainfall, it supports the growth of grass. So the grasslands are those land areas on the surface of the earth where grass grows in a large quantity. So in this case we have divided the grasslands into two parts, the tropical grasslands and temperate grasslands. Yesterday I explained what are tropical grasslands, which are in the tropical region away from the equator. They are located only in two continents, South America and Africa. Why? Because only these two continents are lying in the tropical region. No any other continents of the world lie in the tropical region. What is tropical region? It is in between two tropics, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, మధ్యలో ఉండే land, tropical region, which is around equator. So that's why we have taken the temperate grasslands are found in almost all the continents of the world except Antarctica. So in Europe and Asia, or we can call Russia, they are called steppes. In different continents they are called by different names. In Europe and Asia they are called steppes. In Africa they are called velds. In Australia they are called downs. In North America they are called prairies. In South America they are called pampas. So when we consider these grasslands, all the grasslands, more or less the type of climate, lifestyle, crops may be same or little different. That's why for our studies we have taken prairies. The prairies, about prairies we will learn. What is the meaning of prairies? Prairies means grassland. This word is taken from French language. Why? Because before long ago there were no human beings in this land. First came the French and occupied this place. So here they called it prairies because prairies means grassland. Slowly other Europeans also came and settled in this area. So what are we going to study about this land today? Location, climate, crops, life of the people. First coming to the location. Prairies are located in the interior part of North America. If you get North America like this, it will come. Okay, like this somewhat. Like this. So, in the central part of it is there. And some part is rocky, hilly. This comes in Canada. And other part comes in USA. So we can say we can find two the most advanced, most progressed countries in this prairies region. Okay, so this grassland stretches from Canada to like this. This part is called Mexico. From Canada to Mexico. Canada, USA and Mexico, 3 countries are covered by the prairies. Canada, USA and Mexico, 3 countries in North America are covering the prairies. Okay. So previously there were no human beings here, but the French came first here. After that, slowly other Europeans also came and settled here. Before the Europeans came and settled here, this land was a grazing place for bisons and other animals. Wild buffaloes, bisons. So, one more thing to tell you is, bison is the national animal of North America, remember, USA. So, it is a grazing place for bisons, but today it is the largest wheat producer in the world. Means the wheat, food grain, no wheat, it is produced in the largest quantity, surplus amount in this area. So how it was possible? The Europeans who came and settled here, they cleared the grass and changed the grassland into wheat farms. That's why we can call it the biggest wheat growing area in the world. Now coming to the climate next. This is the location. The prairies are located in the interior part of the North America. Canada, USA and Mexico are covered in this area. Here many European people came and settled here. Before they all came here, the land was a grazing place for the bisons and other animals. After they came here, they cleared off the grass and converted or changed this grassland into the largest wheat producing land, biggest wheat producing land. Second comes climate. Coming to the climate, it already I told has the extreme type of climate. The summers are hot with temperature around 20 degrees. Summers are hot, winters are cool. Summers are hot with 20 degrees Celsius. In India we have 45 degrees or even 50 degrees also. Above 40 degrees, 35 to 45 degrees it rises in summer. So here it is 20 degrees. In winter minus 20 degrees it will be. So very cool and snowfall also will be there here in winter season. Moderate rainfall occurs mostly in summer. Moderate means neither too heavy nor too less. Moderate rainfall occurs here. Moderate rainfall takes place during summer season. There is occasional rainfall in winter. Due to absence of the north-south barrier, a local wind Chinook blows in the prairies, grassland. So occasionally, sometimes even in winter also it rains. Understand? Here no barriers are there. Means what are the barriers? The things which can stop the natural calamities. No barriers are there here. That's why Chinook is the kind of strong wind which blows in these prairies. Then about vegetation means plant life. Vegetation. Vegetation means about plant life. There is snowfall during winters and rainfall is less. The summers are warm. Such climate is good for growth of grass. Here, snowfall is there during the winter. Summers are warm, hot, and moderate rainfall is there. Such a type of climate is suitable for growth of grass. So, grass grows here extensively. Water is available in plenty in this area. There are two very big rivers flow in this prairie region. Mississippi and Missouri. Mississippi and Missouri. These are the two rivers, very big rivers, which are having water all through the year. They are perennial rivers. These rivers support the growth of grass as well as they are very useful for converting the grassland into wheat farm. Understand? So, these two Mississippi and Missouri rivers are very like the boon, gift from of the nature to the USA people. So, they changed the grassland into wheat producing land. The main crops along with wheat, because of this they use the water of these two rivers and grow wheat in the very large quantity. Such a large quantity that surplus of it, large part of it is exported to other countries also. That's why prairies are known as the wheat basket of the world. Why are the prairies known as the wheat basket of the world? Because here wheat is grown in such a large quantity that surplus amount of it is exported to other countries. Along with wheat, what are the other crops grown here? They are maize, corn, maize and corn, rye, barley, and oats. Understand? Potatoes, soya bean and cotton are grown here. Along with wheat, rye, R-Y-E, rye, oats, barley, soya bean, cotton are grown in this area. Okay. So, but in the northern part of the prairies, it is hilly and rocky, where the land is not converted into wheat farms. Grass is grown extensively. There also large quantity of grass is grown. So, people reared animals. People domesticated the cows and buffaloes. And this is the center for dairy farming, Canada especially. Northern part of prairies is not suitable for growing wheat. That's why the whole land is converted into ranch. Ranch means a very large area where thousands of cattle can graze at a time. Thousands of buffaloes and cows will eat grass in that place. That is called ranch. It is very difficult to look after thousands of cattle at a time. That's why a man sits on the horse and he takes care of these cattle. He is called a rancher. So there are so many such big grass farms are there where ranch is there. Cattle graze grass. Understand? They even through helicopters also they look after the animals here. What are the animals, other animals found here? American buffalo is most important animal of this region. Rabbits, coyotes, gophers and prairie dogs are found here. Now, living of the people. How is the life of the people here? People from many countries have settled here and they lead very comfortable life in this area. USA ప్రతి ఒక్కరు అమెరికాకే వెళ్ళాలంటారు. ఎందుకు? It is the most developed country in the world. Here the country is grown scientifically, technically. Understand? The land is so fertile. They harnessed, means invented the scientific tools, machines for doing cultivation, agriculture purpose. Everything is carried on with the help of machines. Sowing the seeds, cutting the crops, harvesting, everything. And even in dairy farms also. I told no, northern part of prairies favors for dairy farm. They milking the cows, processing the things, milk products, everything is carried out by machines only. And here Chicago, in Canada, there is a place called Chicago where slaughtering center is there. Means animals skin is processed here and the skin is used for making bags, coats, etc. Understand? So here main food of the people is beef. Beef means animals meat is called beef. Beef is the staple food of the people here. People from many countries of Europe migrated to this region. They cleared the grass to cultivate the land. They developed big farms stretching to thousands of hectares. So people from Europe have migrated. They came from their country to here and they cleared the grass and converted the land into thousands of acres of wheat producing place. So people of this region are very hardworking. They have successfully harnessed technology to utilize their rich natural resources. Two of the most developed countries in the world, USA and Canada, are in this region. They harnessed, means invested many technical and scientific instruments to make use of the fertile land and resources of this country. That's why this country, USA and Canada, have become the most forward countries in the world, highly developed countries in the world. Scientific methods of cultivation, use of tractors, harvesters and combines have made North America a surplus for food producer. They are using the scientific techniques and the scientific instruments, machineries like tractors, combines. The combines is a machine which is used for sowing the seed, cutting the crops, everything. Understand? And harvester, all these things are used. So, what to tell? This land has become the major food producer in the world. Here, people live in the fields only. There they have all civic amenities, all facilities. They lead very modern life there. In our country, farmers means backward life. Only in cities you find all the facilities. But not like that in USA. All the people lead comfortable life due to modernization here. Dairy farming is another major industry. The dairy belt extends from the Great Lakes to the Atlantic coast in the east. Dairy farming and extensive agriculture both promote setting up of food processing industries. Dairy farming is also the most important industry here. Dairy farming and food production both are favoring the processing of the food items here. So large mineral deposits are also found here. They are coal, iron, etc. and very good network of road, railways, airways have made this country the most modernized and industrialized countries. So this is the lesson. Tomorrow I am going to give you new words. So here ends our lesson. Please read the lesson so that you can understand what I taught. So here we stop. Thank you, children.